Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride, where we are channeling the man in the moon. Today, I've just been sitting here wondering which spiritual person wants to step forward for us today. As you might have noticed, some of my readings are being a little less spiritual and moving into, or should I say, a little less political and moving into the spiritual realm. I think that one great thing about this work is that it's helping us to do that. Even the horrible Mr. Trump is helping us to do that. So there's just a little message of optimism for you. The person that showed up is Elijah Cummings. I've always respected him and really liked just his kind of feeling that I have with him. He seems very active, and it also seems very much like nobody's going to mess with him. Obviously, there was the Trump exception, but I don't think that worked out so well for Donald. Let's see what Elijah has to say. And again, I have this really cool feeling with him. He's like that guy that slaps you on the back. You know, he just seems like just like a regular person. I noticed one time that we were watching Elijah Cummings, and he was on a panel and he belched. He actually belched. And I noticed like nobody said a word and nobody would mess with Elijah. It's that sort of like, that's like, yeah, hear me roar. It's just like they're like, everybody knew I would fight back, and they didn't have anything on me. Notice how he really fought back with Trump. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, tell me more. What's your message, Elijah? It's really amazing. He's showing me like all of these fields where his ancestors worked, and it's just like this, obviously it's got sort of a dark feeling, but at the same time it's this endless field, and it just feels very much like America, and almost the struggle being part of America. So understand, you might be in a situation where you are discriminated against and you are put in this sort of very difficult positions. Your struggle, that movement towards freedom, is the American experience. Mm. And he keeps showing me that things changed. Like it is possible to change people's minds. It is possible. He's like showing me that the people marching for Black freedom in the '60s, '50s, they were marching along with other minorities and white people. They were all working together. All of those people came forward and risked a lot to do that. So it is solidarity is just like what he gives me the feeling of, just the solidarity of people working together. There are horrible racists out there. There are also people who are white and work tirelessly against racism. Trump has gone about and he's attacked Black people, attacked them, attacked minorities of every kind, and they don't attack back. Let's give them some credit. That's what Trump wanted. He wanted a fight. He wanted them to react with the same kind of threats, and they did not do that. So we all have to give them and us, credit for this. At the same time, I understand that every race is being represented in this field of solidarity against Trump. A lot of different kinds of people, maybe even some people you didn't expect. Some really conservative people are never Trumpers. I don't agree with those politics, but look at what they have done. That's something to, kind of lift up your heart. This motion, this change that's happening right now is really important. That's kind of what he's telling me, and he's showing me. Can you show me just some images? So I know I'm just not talking. Okay. Tell me what, a car, we get in a car. He's like, look, if we're going to have images, I'm not just going to have any old car. We're going in a red Cadillac. Well, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'll drive, you drive, whatever. He's like, I'd rather drive the Cadillac. I'm like, right on. That's a good thing, because I'm in Australia now and I might be on the wrong side of the road. So just go ahead, Elijah. And we're just sitting there together, and we're kind of driving through America, and we're looking at these cool things, and some of them are, dark light, some of them are kind of ugly strip malls. But this is all us. That's like what he's saying. And we're going all the way across the country. One thing that I have to tell you, just as a person that's cool about this, is when I talk to people in readings, you just realize the fabulous humanity of us. People are able to tell me very intimate details about their lives, and I just all walk away saying, wow, just wow. The survival of people who've been through really terrible stuff, the fact that people show up even after all of these things that go in their life, and they're still working hard, and they're honest, and they care, and they don't judge, and they forgive. You have no idea how many people I talk to who are able to forgive the most horrible actions by members of their family or other people. They are able to forgive. It astounds even me. I have a little bit more difficulty as a person. But just think about that. Just think of all these marvelous individuals out there. You don't know them, maybe. All of them are just, working on their lives. They are working really hard. They still have big hearts and are generous. That's the key. And he's just showing me, there's people all over the place doing things, doing good things, helping others. Those people are all out there. You might not know, might never see them, but it's important for us to know that they are out there doing great things and helping people and being kind and thinking of others. And also, staying in their own integrity, because we don't want to be a doormat. That's not helping anybody. He wasn't a doormat. He doesn't encourage you to be a doormat. He was an active person, and also a person who, made friends across the aisle and forgave. That wasn't an easy thing for for him to do. That wasn't easy for him to do. He had a background which made that he could have remained very, very angry at American society for a long time. Instead, he became part of it and addressed it to change it. And he gave a lot of people the benefits of some doubt. He didn't necessarily think that John McCain would be a decent fellow, but he went to meet him. Lots of people are doing that right now. It's very heroic. He would just ask you, notice the heroic things that you are doing in your life. It could be something as very simple as, cutting your child's sandwich so that it's in two halves, because that's the way the child prefers it. This is how simple these acts of love can be. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to go out and do dramatic things. It's your soul. It is your soul. That's what's important. Your soul and its relationship to others. How do you show up with love? How do you show up with kindness? How do you show up and, when possible, reach some agreement with somebody that you don't necessarily agree with? And that's all about the individual. And all of those individuals are more important than the government. All of them. You could live your whole life never achieving much justice in a particular place where you're living, but your soul is still experiencing that. Your soul can still do the right thing when you have a chance. And he just wants to really embrace all of us and say, good job for just being present, just showing up, getting out of your bed in the morning, no matter how, lousy you feel, how angry you're at your government, how you're cheated, how your job is really tough on your soul, all that stuff. Just getting out of bed and going to work that morning and doing what you need to do. And, kind of putting your feelings aside for that time and showing up. And showing up in the best way that you can show up on that particular day, which may not be a great, show up. It might be that you have a cold or you're annoyed and you're really struggling that day. But just show up. You show up at the border to, help those kids. You show up with your neighbor. You show up in a conversation with somebody who says something racist. And you talk them down and say, well, look, you don't really feel that all Muslims are like that, do you? I know a Muslim person and they were extremely kind. That is showing up, right, in a good way. And he's also showing us the beauty of America. Sure, there are all these conflicting things. It's funny, he shows it as like a salad, okay? That has lots of different elements in it. That's us. We are, imagine a salad with only lettuce. It'd be pretty boring. We are this mixture, this great mixture, and we can add some nuts in it if we want, and we can add this and we want, and add that, and it just makes a better salad, right? So understand that we're better as a mix. Right now, it's very competitive, but ultimately, this fighting, debating creates who we are, and that's not a bad thing. That is the nature of America, to kind of, collapse and rise again, fight, rise again, fight, find some realistic solutions, do horrible, terrible things, and then stop doing horrible, terrible things because our consciousness has been raised. Every moment, understand that no matter how minor, you are being present, you're being asked to participate in the world, and that's good. Just showing up. That's all he needs us to do, is just show up with empathy and some self-understanding, and show up in strength. Show up with your power. You don't have to always defer to others. That would not be productive. Just show up and be present, and accept you might make some mistakes in the process of showing up. How else would it work, right? And he also wants to say, good job. Good job, you guys. You have done what I would ask you to do. Good job. The people on the other side, the Lincolns, the Harriet Tubmans, all of them are nodding, and many religious figures as well. So they are all very proud of us. They're all glad. They all see our struggle and see how hard it is, and they accept that our consciousness is not perfect. It's evolving. So walk in beauty. Go and with some kind of pride that you're still around, and you still do your best to negotiate things and be fair and do the right thing and understand and see others for who they are, and accept the good in others and understand the bad. Good for you guys. Good job. Thanks for watching.